asked you all to do some homework, did you all do your homework?
What's that then?
When I asked for black heroes, this is Black History Month,
Man, you should
and
just
I
know
want
them. You just
you
know them.
to share your black heroes. Buddy's going to go last
He's a dickhead.
because he said his one's the best. He wants to go last, which is fine. I don't mind. I'm literally going to start with Surly, Rain, Buddy, and then I'll go at the end.
Muhammad Ali.
Why is he your black hero? And if you had to explain who Muhammad Ali is to someone that just learned English and just learned his name, what would you say? Everyone's going to get this question.
Cassius Clay, I would say one of the reasons why he's my hero is because he was very eloquent. He was a fighter, a boxer, but he was multifaceted. So he could go in the ring and fight and do the job in the ring that he needed to do. But then when you brought him to an interview where he had to then express himself and explain himself, that was a field that boxers of the time couldn't do. And he could transverse across all platforms. And he could eloquently say what he's doing, why he's doing it. And he was in a position where people would listen to him. He was world champion. So therefore, even if you didn't like black people, when he was talking, you had to listen because he had a lot to say. So for me, he broke a lot of barriers. He did what he had to do. I mean, you watch any interview that he did on TV, it's almost poetic to listen to him speak and express himself and be proud of where he is. He wasn't shy to say what he had to say.
Can I ask a question? Did you like him for his boxing talents, or did you like him for what you felt he stood for and what he achieved as a man?
Or how did you know him first is the question. Yeah. Boxer.
Right.
Absolutely as a boxer, there's no shadow of a doubt. But after he left the ring, as I said, when he then went out into public, because there's a lot of black people in power in places where they have influence and they don't use it. Yeah. And I find that he did a great job at using his.
Rain.
I got loads, but I'm gonna
you can give us 16. Don't worry
16,
about
okay, cool. So the first one, like everyone talks about Rosa Parks, but do people know that she wasn't the first woman to sit on the back of the bus?
Yes.
It was a woman called Claudette Colvin in the 1950s. So she said, I ain't doing what you lot tell me to do. I'm doing it. The only reason why she wasn't picked up is because she was pregnant at the time. And Martin Luther King said, it doesn't look good because of whatever reason and your age. So she has to be classed as a hero. We always recognize Rosa Parks.
Because that was done in a film, to be fair, that part that you've just said.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so she would be one. But more recent, I get the link to Muhammad Ali and sports, but you've got people like now in the UK, like the guy on Instagram, Shaka Bars, gives a lot of talks. Mm-hmm. Like I can't not resonate with him. Akala, another one. I can't not resonate with him. The way he breaks things down scientifically. No one wants to have a debate with him. That's why you don't see him on the media no more, because he makes everyone look like an idiot. He's gone to Cambridge, Tarated, and done debates there, and he's telling them sitting. There's these two women, Dr. Shola, who is always challenging everyone, but she is I
think was she on Good Morning Television?
I think she's been on a few things, and she's always laying people down with facts. And yes, what people are trying to say is that she's perpetuating the black woman stereotype of being angry and aggressive. Yes, you carry on doing that because they fear that. So she's another one. And there's another lady called, I don't know her full name, but on Instagram, she's called Kolechnikov. And she's written numerous books about black people, like how to deal with this and how to deal with that. I don't think she's a lawyer or anything like that, but she's someone who I found by chance through my algorithm talking good stuff that I would sit down and say, right, my son, watch this. This is the education you need. You know what I mean? And it has to go deeper than like the historic people. To your point, is who is now teaching the message. And the message that they're teaching is not the utopia that you're talking about, but it's what I want my son to learn about. So those people.
I like it. Buddy.
Ask your question again. Literally.
Black heroes. Who would you class as your black hero?
So I'm going to come from it on a different angle. Only because... when you said it, I had to sit there and think to myself, growing up, who was my hero? And growing up, who my hero was, it was blatantly John Barnes. There is nobody else that I would sit there and say he was. No disrespect, Dad. All right, that was my dad. That was Dad. That was the guy that transcended football. He made me want to be into football. He made me like Liverpool Football Club. He even did. He was the black man that was on the pitch, and it was like the banana picture, which is iconic. When he kicked the banana off of the
Flicks it up
and kicks it off. Do you know what I mean? He had to go through so much, I suppose, in that era. Some of it, as a kid, I'll be very honest, blind to. Because like I said, I'm too young to really understand it as much. But then growing up and then seeing obviously where he's gone and what he's done, and even the things that he speaks about. So I respect him for a lot of his points that he puts out there, because some of his points, it's caused a lot of arguments within our community, the black community, where people would sit there and say, he's a coconut, I've heard before, and say, nah, he's this, he's that. But I think some of it is just misunderstood. And when I've spoken to him personally, and I thought to myself, it's not the way that people kind of think he's trying to put the point across. It's not like that. And I understood him a bit more. I think he's seen things from different lights. I'm going to give another shout out though, because Rain did a list of them.
I got more.
Just relax, bro. to Uncle Trevor McDonald. I said to myself, you know what? Only reason I'll give him a shout out is because I thought to myself, who else did I see? Which other black face did I see a lot on TV? Obviously, Mum's watching the news. He was the news at 10. He was just there, and I was like,
I'm Moira.
Yeah.
Moira Stewart.
I mean, he's my guy, so I'm going with him. Yeah. All right, and it's like I remember him. You know what I mean? On all the ages he's done, all the iconic interviews he's done, all the rest of it, and it's like I got to give a shout out to him for that. Do you know what I mean? Because going to other things like Desmond's and Real McCoy's and all programs I used to watch, but whatever. But I said John Barnes definitely because that was who grew me up and made me into liking football. And Trevor McDonald, like I said, it was another black face.
See, now that you've done two, I have to do two in it. Noella Benjamin was another one for me. She was growing up. She was the auntie, the sister that was on TV. She'd done a lot of things in kids entertainment, and up until today, she's still got a...
Isn't she head?
Yeah, she does. She's got a foundation where she's still doing stuff for the black community and stuff like that. And she was the head of the BBC something division. I can't remember what it is.
I think it's children's entertainment.
I think it was.
But that's loose, so we'd have to fact check that. Okay, so now it's my turn. My black heroes are you lot. And my brothers who I speak to every day. You inspire me, you enrich me, you realign me, and you help me. And it's really easy to talk about all of these people that I idolized when I was younger. But the impact on my life today, it's not that. The impact on my life when I remember calling Tongo and telling him that my first ever girlfriend was pregnant. And his response was like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do? You know? That's the voice I needed to hear at that moment, because that's what was going through my heart. Turning around and finishing school with Sorelli and opening that GCSE envelope and seeing pure U's.
Bro.
And like, what are we going to do now? You know, getting through something like that. They weren't pure U's. Come on, guys, give me credit. But going through something like that, I needed my people around me then in that capacity. We've spoken many times about our fathers not necessarily being around, and the men that have held me in line are you lot. So you are my heroes.
Oh, nice. No one. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, my conscience is speaking. But
Jimmy the Cricket.
but
Go on, you was gonna say.
No one said Michael Jackson.
If I was to talk iconic, who I would idolize, then you get the Michael Jacksons. You definitely get Bill Cosby. You'll definitely get Richard Pryor. You'll definitely get Jesse Jackson and Carl Lewis, because these are the people who.
What, just out of curiosity, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I was a sprinter when I was younger.
But what did they do for them to be a hero because they
Because they were the pinnacle of the sport growing up.
They were what you saw in it.
That's all. Yeah,
like
that's
you,
all. Like you never saw black people on TV.
Yeah,
And
saw
then when I
them.
saw one, who was the winner? This
Him.
guy.
He's
He's now
my
my
best.
favorite.
You got to give Linford Christie and Mr. Motive a shout as well.
No, what you have to remember
Motive,
is during this time, and I'm talking 86, 87, 88, 89. I'm now understanding what's going on with athletics. I'm understanding who the different countries are and what it means. And I'm seeing this guy win, and they'll come, they were brash, they were shouting. I appreciate what you said about boxing. I agree with my mum. Boxing wasn't necessarily on TV like that. But athletics, cricket, shout goes out to Viv Richards and
Curly Ambrose.
Curly Ambrose, exactly. So these are the
Courtney
people
Walsh.
who I was just like, yo, that's who I want to be like. This is who I'm seeing. These are my direct influences. If I was to shout out to someone else, Vibber and Stephen Lawrence, who ran the youth club that I used to go to, these people helped mold me as a child and gave me the same morals that I used today as a man. Don't get wrong, it's not all right, making mistakes every day, but with my brothers around me, keeping me in line, and the compass that's been set and the target that we've all gone for, I want to say you guys are my black heroes.
That's nice.